بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. Meaning, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, the mutual increase diverts you until you visit the graves. Nay, you shall come to know. Again, nay, you shall come to know. Nay, if you knew with a sure knowledge, verily you shall see the blazing fire. And again, you shall see to the certainty of a sight. Then, on that day, you shall be asked about the daylight. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this surah in Mecca. And Ashab, they thought that, as reported by Imam Bukhari in his Riqaiq, chapter of Riqaiq, from Anas ibn Malik, Ubay ibn Qab, radiyallahu anhu. And Ubay ibn Qab was one of Sahaba who specialized in tafsir, in explanation of Qur'an. And he was one of the leading Sahaba in Qu'ran, in recitation and knowledge of recitation of Qur'an. And he used to say that Sahaba thought about hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the meaning hadith, if the son of Adam had a valley of gold, he would wish to have another one. And if he obtained another valley of gold, he would wish for another one. Nothing can fill the mouth of son of Adam except the death of the grave. So Sahaba, they thought about this, that this was one of the ayat of Al-Qur'an. Until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this surah, Surah At-Takathur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this surah, he starts by saying, ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر. The mutual increase diverts you until you visit the graves. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he said about mutual increase that diverts you from what? It diverts son of Adam from worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It diverts son of Adam from longing for Akhirah and doing the works in this life for the Akhirah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created son of Adam only to worship Him. And this is the purpose of life. But son of Adam, because of the dunya, of this worldly life, this glitter and splendor diverts him from pondering about his final abode. It is very important to explain what is the true reality of this world, in this worldly life. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sent the hadith of Abu Sayyid al-Khudri radiyallahu anhu in Sahih Bukhari, where he said, I am not afraid more for you than of this worldly blessing which Allah will bring forth for you. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was very afraid for the Ummah, for his Ummah regarding the worldly blessings. One man said, can good bring forth evil? Ya Rasulullah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, good never brings forth but good. Then he continues sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, this wealth is like a green and sweet. And all vegetation which grows on the bank of stream either kills or nearly kills the animal that eats too much of it. Except the animal that eats the khadira. Such an animal eats till its stomach is full. Then it faces the sun and starts ruminating, and then passes out the dung and the urine and goes to eat again. This worldly wealth is sweet, and if person earns it in a legal way and spends it properly, then it is an excellent helper. And whoever earns it in an illegal way, he will be like the one who eats but is never satisfied. The end of the hadith, the meaning of al-hadith. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam here, he amply explained to us the reality of this worldly life. And what's supposed to be the position of the believer regarding this worldly life. That he said this world is like a green and sweet, and all vegetation which grows on the bank of a stream either kills or nearly kills the animal. So he said that this worldly life, which is by the way cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, dunya, everything in dunya except for the learned person and the one who studies, and everything which leads towards the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whoever involves in this worldly life, it can harm him. It can harm him, meaning it can harm his akhirah, his final destination. It can harm the connection between him and his creator. As Prophet ﷺ said in this beautiful allusion, which has warning for those who let themselves in this world and drown it. And he said, animal eats vegetation so much sometimes as it swells. Same for the person. Greed for money can bring man to a destruction. As Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah, he said, a greed for money can make a person have many enemies. Because people, they start to become jealous of him and they want to take away what he has. So either they hurt him, his life, or they hurt his family in regard to his position in this world. And he said, animal is the example of one who took from this world what he needs only. As words of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, such animal eats till its stomach is full, and then it faces the sun and starts ruminating, and then passes out dung and urine and goes to eat again. In this part of hadith, according to Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah, we have three important lessons. First, because it had enough food, it left vegetation and turned to sun to ruminate what it had eaten. When Muslim person, he should not shun away the world completely, but he should work in this world as much as it suits his life in Akhirah. Meaning, he should take enough so in order to help him gain the better life in Akhirah. As Prophet ﷺ said in hadith, my example is like the example of a traveler who travels, then he goes and he finds rest in the shade. When he has a rest, he gets up and he continues with his traveling. So this worldly life is like the shade where we have only a little bit of rest in order to continue with our struggle, with our traveling towards our Akhirah. Same as the animal here in this hadith, which eats and he is satisfied, it goes back to have a rest in order to go back and eat. So it doesn't hurt in the process of eating, in the process of living this worldly life, it doesn't hurt itself. Second lesson, it had left eating in excess and turned to something which is of benefit. Turning towards sun is of benefit to help digest food and to get rid of what is harmful. Benefit for us, for our soul and for our bodies, remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Worshipping only Him subhanahu wa ta'ala and struggling in His way. By our tongue, by our heart, by our tongue, by our deeds, by our possessions. Third lesson, with small and big passing of dung and urine, it has rid of what is fatal for its health. Man who holds wealth must spend as animal does with vegetation. The person who involves himself in the worldly life, he needs to spend what he earns in order to acquire the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He needs to give zakah and he needs to give sadaqah on a regular basis in order to purify his possessions and to acquire the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In order to be of those who are shakir, those who are grateful to the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in this hadith, Prophet ﷺ taught us what is our purpose of life and what is our position regarding the dunya. And we should not be of those who are mutual increase divert us from the Akhirah until we visit Surah Maqabir, until we visit our graves, meaning when our life finishes and we depart, then it is too late. Now it's time to act. Now it's time to work for the Akhirah. We should not be of those who are lazy and who stop, and we should not be of those who false thinking alone hope divert us from what is beneficial for us. As Prophet ﷺ said in hadith, which Imam Ahmad rahimahullah he reported in his Musnad, he recited Al-Haakum At-Takathur. يقول ابن آدم مالي مالي وهل لك من مالك إلا ما أكلت فأفنيت أو لبست فأبليت أو تصدقت فأمديت. Meaning of hadith in English is, the mutual increase diverts you. The son of Adam says, my wealth, but do you get anything from your wealth except for that which you ate and you finished, or that which you clothed yourself with and you wore it out, or that which you gave as a charity and you have spent it. The end of meaning of hadith in Imam Ahmad Muslim. In another riwayah, which is reported in Imam Muslim in his Sahih, the end of hadith also mentioned one addition. It says, وَمَا سَوَى ذَلِكَ فَذَاهِبٌ وَتَارِكُهُ لِلنَّاسِ, meaning everything else other than that will go away and leave him for the people. And Prophet ﷺ said in another hadith Bukhari from Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu, the Prophet ﷺ said, يَتْبَعُ الْمَيْتَ ثَلَاثَ, three things follow that person. He said, in the meaning, his family, his wealth, and his good deeds. Then he said, his family and his wealth return while his deeds remain with him. So meaning what else we have from our houses, from our cars, from our savings, our gold and our silver and everything which we cherish so much, including our wives and our children, everything will remain in this dunya and everything will go away in turn. And spend what you earn so much dearly and hard in this life, they will spend the way they want. And probably maybe your wives will get married again if you die young and have children from other men. So don't waste your time by attaching your heart to these worldly things, but attach your heart to higher things in order to gain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by doing good deeds, because your good deeds will finish with you in your grave. As the Prophet ﷺ said in another hadith, it will become in the grave as a young beautiful person which will come and keep your company in the darkness. It will say, these are your good deeds which you did in your worldly life. So this is the message of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is the nasiha for us. What is our purpose and what is of benefit to us in this worldly life? Meaning, verily you shall see the blazing fire, and again you shall see it with certainty of sight. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is processing from the ilm al-yaqeen, which is lesser kind of certainty, unto the higher level, which is the certainty of sight. As Prophet ﷺ said in hadith of Musa alayhi salam, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He told Musa what happened to his people, that they start to worship the golden calf. But when Musa alayhi salam was returning to his people, when he saw this with his own eyes, then he threw the tablets on the ground. Meaning that the knowledge of eyesight, what you see with your own eyes, has a higher level of understanding, a higher level of grade than the knowledge of your mind, of the thoughts, what you hear only. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is threatening us with the true knowledge and the knowledge of the sight, that this abud here in dunya should not be rival to our abud in hereafter, should not divert us from what is benefit to us. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, ثُمَّ لَتُسَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. He said, then on that day you shall be asked about the daylight. Meaning na'im here is, as Prophet ﷺ explained in hadith, that once Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhu were sitting with the Prophet ﷺ, and he ﷺ came to them, and he said to them, what has caused you to sit here? They replied, by He who has sent you with the truth. Nothing has brought us out of our houses except our hunger. The Prophet ﷺ said, by the who has sent me the truth, nothing has brought me out than this too. Then they proceeded to the house of Al-Ansari, and he, radiallahu anhu, he gave them to drink and eat. Then Prophet ﷺ said, you will be asked about this on Day of Judgment. Hunger caused you to come out of your houses, and you did not return until you had eaten this meal. So this is from the delight. This is فَهَادَ مِنَ النَّعِيمِ. And Prophet ﷺ explained what we are going to be asked from the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this worldly life. So ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to be of those who are thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His na'im, for His blessings, and to give us to work for the hereafter, not to work for this worldly life. Subhanallah wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayh.
Peace and blessing be upon him, accepted. And he instructed all of us to leave for Yathrib.
I'm too scared to leave at night. The messenger of God doesn't want anyone to know we're leaving. Why couldn't we leave with everyone else? Shh. We couldn't all leave at the same time. It'd be too dangerous.
It's time.
Gone, but Muhammad stayed to protect those who were left behind. Now, it's time for us to decide what to do with Muhammad.
Throw him in prison. No, exile the man.
Yes, yes. Take him to the edge of the desert and drop him off.
Let him go. He's out of Mecca. Isn't that what we've wanted?
Not if he's going to build an empire in Yathrib.
Well, what if we
Kill him.
Huh?
But whoever kills him will be attacked by Muhammad's clan and others. Who will be the one?
Who said it must be just one? Take one strong man from each clan and kill him together.